So, I got some food from Trax today because I ended up falling asleep. I think it was around 4 p.m. I think I woke up with a few minutes before 7. This mac and cheese tastes pretty good, but when I saw the mac and fries combo, I thought it meant macaroni and cheese bites with fries. I didn't expect it to be straight macaroni and cheese, but it's still a pleasant surprise. I placed the Trax order of a hot bar combo, for which I got macaroni and cheese bites, mozzarella sticks, and onion rings. I placed the order around 7:30 p.m. for the time slot of 8:40 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the order was ready for pickup at 8:42 p.m. I finished my VHL Central assignment that was due tonight by midnight while waiting for the order to be ready for pickup. While picking up, but the truth is, I actually did most of the VHL, of today's VHL Central assignment during the first hours of that day, while also using Quizlet Learn to learn the vocabulary for lesson 11, because there's going to be an exam, a quiz, at least partially on the vocab for lesson 11, which relates to technology such as the internet and to cars. To the mode of transportation of the private car. I was surprised the online ordering app didn't offer side sauces for the mac and fries combo. If not for the erroneous mac bites, then why not for the waffle fries? There was a bit of a line when I went to tracks to pick up the order. And while I got my order, the server accidentally dropped a small onion ring onto the floor. I picked it up and said it was still fine. But she threw that onion ring away. And then got the bag of waffle fries I had ordered. I had a choice of either waffle fries or natural fries. And while I thought about that decision for a bit, I ultimately settled on the waffle fries. And I think that was a good decision. After I picked up the Trax order, I did a walk-in order at the Nest in order to pick up some energy drinks. I got these Mountain Dew Game Fuel drinks, which have 90 milligrams of caffeine each. After these, I have another one of these exact same flavors. And a bonus is that I got a bag to put not only the Game Fuel cans in, but also the Trax order I got. So it ultimately gave some convenience for the brief walk back to my dorm at Eagle Hall. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to I think you're supposed to lift up this tab. That's part of the polling part of opening this tab. It's a pretty unusual methodology towards opening something, aluminum can. A good thing is that it has much less sugar than those Rockstar Punch drinks. And there's 1 calorie for each milligram of caffeine. I got a side of ranch dressing and a side of barbecue sauce, ultimately. I don't think there's any change in how my city on Elvenar ultimately looks. Still haven't been able to get back on Game of Thrones. Winter is coming. There's a possibility I got kicked out of the alliance I was in before I started having difficulties getting back on Game of Thrones. winter's coming. I have no idea why these portal profit things are so valuable. Perhaps it has something to do with what's in store in the future of this game. I know I need to collect some provinces in order to be eligible to advance through that chest, through the research eras. I ended up pulling an all-nighter because even after studying the vocab for lesson 11 in Spanish on Quizlet Learn for an hour and a half, I wasn't exactly tired, so there wasn't much sleep pressure, so to speak, so I wouldn't really be able to fall asleep fast enough in order to do a power nap, which was what I intended, because at that point it was 4 or 5 hours before my American Political Thought class, in which we continued the lectures regarding the Federalist Papers, which are in support of the American Constitution that was agreed upon in a lengthy discussion process that lasted for months. Much longer than the current discussions regarding the current Supreme Court nomination battle, the hearings, which were set in motion following the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg due to complications from cancer. I'm not entirely sure what kind of cancer it was. I'm oddly enough getting thoughts that it was pancreatic cancer. I should probably, look that up real quick. Oh. It seems like the Senate vote had already happened. Oddly enough, even when before I attempted to watch the debate live, and I did so via the Hill website, having access to a live YouTube video by, I think, the PBS NewsHour and it depicted some speeches for senators who would oppose the confirmation of Barrett. I'm willing to bet the final vote was something close to a mere simple majority. It was 52 to 48, which is I think it's a wider lead than Brett Kavanaugh had, but it's still disappointing when I think historically Supreme Court justices nominees were confirmed to the court with a near unanimity. I think it used to be something like only a dozen to 2 dozen senators would oppose it historically. Now, because it seems to me that the justices are more partisan and the Senate rules were able to be changed to require just a simple majority instead of a 60 in favor in order to confirm a Supreme Court nominee. It seems now the nominees are struggling to even just get a simple majority. That's what it seems to me. I had to stop watching live because I wanted to attend Monday's Collaborate Ultra lecture for my political geography class. In which the professor lectured us regarding the Week 8 and Week 9 topics. Week 8 being countries and natural resources, and 9 being geography and demography. By the time the professor stopped lecturing around 3 p.m., but I kind of stayed until 3:20 to ask some additional questions. Bizarrely, by the time that session was over, the PBS NewsHour live feed for the confirmation debates had bizarrely changed to footage of a Trump rally with the audio of, let's see, it's that song that goes, I was born free, da 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 da, oh. If I recall, it's by Kid Rock. I'm not entirely sure of the name. Either way, because I had pulled the all-nighter, I was feeling pretty tired during my session with the geography of politics. It's called Born Free by Kid Rock. It was put on YouTube by Kid Rock himself back on November 4th of 2010. It has 61 million views on YouTube. I would be lying, of course, if I said that if the song itself didn't sound good, but it seems overly it's just that the United States obviously isn't the only free nation on Earth. It can be argued that there are countries freer than the United States, since Scandinavian countries typically have more humane prisons that offer more freedom to its inmates. In Amsterdam, you can go to a coffee shop and buy cannabis with your coffee if you want. Following my American political thought class, for lunch, I ultimately decided to get a sub from Subway. A foot-long Italian herbs and cheese with deluxe meat, which means 50% extra, 50% more, turkey breast, fresh mozzarella, toasted with lettuce, cucumbers, black olives, mayo, and barbecue sauce. I made it a meal with a bag of Sun Chips Harvest Cheddar and 2 chocolate chip with M&M's cookies. I took this Subway meal home to Eagle Hall via taking the route through Drake Memorial. That was precedented by the Liberal Arts Building. That route that took me through the Alumni Walk. I'm not sure if it's a shortcut relative to the route that takes me through Harrison before I started getting lunch from Subway in an effort to save time, I would always go to Harrison for lunch. Oddly enough, there was no news regarding the vote, whether the Supreme Court nominee had been confirmed or not. When I woke up, a few minutes before 7, and Harrison closes at 7 each night, so obviously I wouldn't exactly be able to make it. Not even if I sprinted there. It isn't exactly comfortable to run, especially if you haven't gotten into the habit of doing so. And running is a healthy habit, just as any other form of exercise. In moderation, of course. You don't want to do 10 hours of exercise. Technically speaking, exercise involves making micro tears in your muscles so they can be repaired and built back better via your body's own processes. I did some brief bits of work on that new Dan Hamming I started. Though, in the time being, I would like to dedicate plenty of time to studying for this quiz I'll have in Spanish tomorrow. And perhaps doing something regarding the credit opportunity. I think it's too late to contact my professor right now. It's currently 9:34 p.m. Theoretically, my Spanish professor could be awake right now, though obviously it's pretty late for a sudden email. And as it's my Spanish professor, they're preferred in Spanish, which for me involves quite a bit of work with word reference, as I'm not yet that fluent within the language.